Beyonder, which is another one of my absolute favourites. Yeah. Sandstorm. I mean, La Beyonder. I mean, they were considered a pretty down market in the 70s because they had One for You, One for Me, if you remember that song.
Sure, yeah, which
was okay, but this one, man, Sandstorm actually completely changes the whole reputation. Yeah. They should be rediscovered basically because of this, and I think it's an actually wonderful track, brilliantly, atmospheric.
Evocative, isn't it?
Really, it's lovely. And then we've got the other Boris Midney one. I've got to mention Caress and Love Spell because that's one of a real rare item that if you haven't got the full album. And that really sort of zings again off the CD, I think.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's anything Boris Midney.
Yeah.
And wherever we can use him, we will. I'd just like to mention, on a cheesy side, because I think it's a great record, is I Love My Radio by Tiffany.
Oh, well, that is
My Midnight Radio. Well, that record was a bastard to license. Right. It really was. And now it's in Europe it's on loads of things, but in the UK it's not been on anything. I mean, we do this 100 hits range. Well, they've looked for it for that and they've never found it. Well, we found it now anyway. We rooted and we found it with a label in Italy. I wanted to mention it for a couple of reasons. For moving on from Tantra, Celso Valli, who's the arranger and writer of Tantra, also arranged Tuffy. Yeah. And also Peter Richard, which is another track on here as well. So he's still going today. So he's never stopped. He's a real workhorse, isn't he? But with Tuffy, I just think Tuffy's a brilliant record. It's the only record probably on any of the compilations that was a massive commercial. He was a top 5 hit here. He was even a hit in America, which is unheard of for a Euro disco record. But I just think it's amazing. It's got that chugging high energy sound. But it overtook the world. In any gay club or straight club in '86, you would hear that record. And Mark Moore has got a history with this record, hasn't he?
He has, yeah, because he was signed to Rhythm King.
And he brought it to them. So it's amazing, isn't it?
Yeah.
So I wanted to mention that because I thought it was great.
And the Disco Boogie, well, I mean, the Average White Band, I mean, everyone knows that, don't they? I mean, Let's Go Round Again, one of the best ones, I think, too. From Dundee, I found out.
Yeah.
I didn't realise that in the end, but I mean, and the Illusion Orchestra, only because I like Autumn Leaves, it's that old, because of the Joan Crawford.
Yeah.
Movie.
It's a nice arrangement of it, though. I think.
Yeah, it's not bad.
Again, new to me. I didn't know that.
No. I should thank Michael Needus.
Oh, right.
For that, because
Which one was that?
Autumn Leaves.
Oh, Autumn Leaves. Sorry.
Because Michael's quite big on this style of music, and he helped out with a few tracks, and that was one of them.
Nick Straker Band too.
Great record.
They were an interesting little lot, weren't they?
Strange. Yeah, exactly. From a walk to the park.
I know.
A walk in the park, and then to straight ahead and a little bit of jazz.
Leaving on the midnight train as well.
Yeah, but that was even more weird.
I loved that.
Synth
where they from? Were they from Germany or somewhere?
No,
they're English.
But they found their biggest, success in Germany.
Yeah. Something I'd like to mention is Toto featuring Cheryl Lynn, Georgie Porgy.
Yeah.
Obviously, some people could probably say, well, why what are Toto doing on a dance album? Yeah. Well, I think Georgie Porgy is a great dance record.
I've got to tell you, I prefer it actually to the Luther. To the Luther version.
So do I.
Yeah.
I mean, they didn't discover Cheryl Lynn, but that was her first kind of singing gig. And I just think it's an awesome record. It's a down-tempo, soulful stroke AOR kind of record, but it's just awesome. And of course, David Page and his father, Marty Page, went on to produce Got to Be Real for Cheryl Lynn, so they kept the connection going. So that's one for me. And another one I would go for would be Sybil Thomas, Rescue Me.
Oh yeah,
from West End Records.
Yeah,
great. Now, another thing someone pointed out to me, I think it was probably you in the notes, that she was part of Raw Silk.
Yeah.
Prior to that, I didn't know that, so... Yeah, and that's another great record. And that's it for those, I think. Right. Oh, now I'm just...
And then here we go.
The Pink Pounders.
You just kind of hold it like that.
I did.
As it says on the sticker, 21 throbbing gay disco classics.
Yes, I did do a few little horrible gay puns in the notes.
Yeah, well, you've got to.
You had to, really. 12 Inches of Passion, exactly. I think, was the one.
Exactly.
Wasn't it?
Exactly.
I mean, you've got to do it, I'm afraid. We know the audience. We know the audience. Everything's here, isn't it, that you could possibly want. I mean, for me, it's... here's When the Rain Begins to Fall, of course. The Poussée is fantastic.
It is.
You know, that's
that hasn't been on too many things.
That's never been on anything.
The Crystal in the Pink, which I have to say is the track for me. Patsy Gallant, From New York to LA, great. And Virgin, that's an interesting. Oh, Tomcat with Blackjack, which because I know the Bacciotti original much better than that.
Well, we did. Sorry to interrupt. We did try for that one, but the rights are lost in rights hell. Somewhere, and Vince DiGiorgio, who I keep mentioning, is trying to help out for any possible future albums to get that version. But I think they do a pretty good job in a bangy kind of 80s, late 80s.
It's a very 80s version of a 70s synth sound, but it still feels so good.
But I quite like the fact they've changed over so the women are singing the chorus, you know, so it's not got that.
You know, the Spaniard back again. That's a weird one. I've got the music in me. I never knew that song from Kiki D. You know that as well. Yeah. But the disco version of that works surprisingly well, considering.
I think the thing with Spaniards, she's got an awesome voice. Yeah. So whatever she does sounds good. So it is a strange kind of choice of a song. If you think back to the Kiki D song, it's quite funky. You know, so I do get it. But I've got a bit of a soft spot. You know, Disco Discharge. Confession Time for Eurodisco Spaniard. I remember when I was growing up, Calling Me and all that. Easy Lady. I just think she's got a great voice. So. And
Ultimate Warlord, the Immortals. Got to mention that because, well, I just love that. A Moby Dick record special.
I love the way you describe it as like a comic book. In the notes, but I've got to admit, I always see it as quite a homoerotic kind of, because one of the lines in it is, I am the ultimate warlord, kneel before this sword of mine. I mean, how are you,
family show.
How else are you supposed to interpret that? You listen to the rest of them as well. It is kind of like, it's almost kind of an S&M kind of leather kind
It's got a great feel to that record, though. It's one of my favourites too. Hey.
That again is Ian Gwenther and Willie Morrison, who we mentioned before as Sticky Fingers. That's in their high energy mode in the early 80s.
And of course, Fantasy, he's number one. Well, I mean, that was another massive hit that I remember really so well.
Yeah.
You know, brilliant, that one to me.
Lovely. The Passengers, Hot Leather, is a real Fire Island classic. And also, whenever you see it listed on YouTube or anywhere like that, it's always Guy saying, I've danced to this at the Saint. You know, one of the most famous gay clubs in all of America. You know, that's the kind of I would have killed to have been around to go to those places.
We're going to have everybody drooling. You see, this is what this film's all about, really. We want to get to, the reasons why these tracks mean something and so on. And it's a fascinating little glimpse.
Poussée obviously had hits with Come On and Do It and Never Gonna Say Goodbye.
They were on the porno side of disco,
Absolutely.
Let's be honest. I mean, they were very breathy girly and like Do It To Me and Push It Up. And
which is why they're so great.
We were. Guy.
Absolutely.
Exactly.
Definitely.
Who obviously,
knew the market.
Turned the thing in his neck and started producing disco.
But with Leave That Boy Alone, the reason I love it so much is because I think it was a last-ditch attempt. Recorded in 1980, they'd already had the Disco Demolition Derby in '79. You can hear in the record, it's nowhere near as powerful as the other two records. We actually had this specially mastered in the studio. We had it pumped up because I thought there's a lot of kind of frequencies in there, which I thought if it gets pumped up a bit, it's going to really resonate, and it does. So I'm really pleased we did that. But it's never been on CD. But I think they knew disco was dead because the album it comes from is really not great. Not to me anyway. But that really stands out. And it's still got that great disco vibe, but it's got a yowly rock guitar.
Disco only died in America. It didn't die anywhere else.
I know.
And it went back underground where it always was. It went back to the people who loved it right from the very word go.
In fact, really, when you think about it, it's on a little New York indie called Vanguard. I mean, they're predominantly known as a jazz label. I can almost see Alphonse Mouzon probably going in there one day, hey, last night I was at Studio 54. Let's make some of this disco shit. I can see that clear as daylight.
But Ian, they all did that. I mean, every single sort of top band wanted to be involved in disco somewhere along the line. And to varying degrees, they did okay. I mean, some of them did it well, some of them did it terribly badly, but they all had a go because it was commercially viable.